Hey YouTube, it's me again, Elizabeth. Sorry for the recent lack of content. Basically, I've been feeling really stressed and overwhelmed lately. I'm sure you all know how it's like to deal with that. Just working for myself has been really getting to me. And like trying to work on art obviously is difficult because so much of your it's so hard to be like objective about your art. It's either like terrible or your baby and you can't take it if someone hates it, or both. um, so yeah, it's been quite hard to record voiceovers lately because of that, but something really cool happened. So I've been entering this comic competition called Manga G-Man for the past like 6 years. And when I was in college and sixth form, I actually got 7th place 2 years in a row, and then I didn't place again for 3 years, I think it was. So that was like discouraging. I'm sure you can understand what it's like. I know the standard of competition rose faster than my skill level did, but it felt like I was getting worse. When it's like, oh god, is my comic not as good as the one I did when I was 17? So I entered again this year. I had to get my entry in back in November, and I actually, like this year, I'm like, right, I'm gonna work really hard on it. I've set aside a load of extra time because last year, obviously, I was in final year of uni, so I did work on my Manga G-Man entry as part of my uni project, but it still ended up as like a giant rush, and it was very disheartening when it didn't get a good grade and didn't get in the competition. But this year I literally spent about 2 weeks working on my entry solidly, and I got first place in the competition. I know, right? It's so like, I still don't believe it. So yeah, the award ceremony was on Friday, and it was in London in the Japanese embassy, and we all went down, got dressed up. I was like totally ready because I knew I was on the short list, but I was expecting 10th place, and I was happy to like get my like book token, shake someone's hand, and like see everyone else's cool comics and what won. But like, and then they had the talks, they had the presentation they had a couple of other competitions running at the same time, and then they presented the prizes for Manga G-Man, and my name just kept not getting said, and it went to like 10th place was so and so, 9th place was so and so, 8th place was so and so, and I'm like, where's my name? Where's my name? And then when they announced 2nd place, it's like, wait, does that mean? And then I actually got 1st place, so I won 2 tickets to Japan, 2 plane tickets to Japan, which is like unbelievable because that's so much money. And I won a competition. So yeah, the embassy actually in London has the all 10 shortlisted entries on display. I think it's for a couple of weeks now. And they will also be uploading all their entries onto all the entries onto their Webtoon account, but I'm putting my comic onto my Tapas account, and I will link it below, and please read it because I worked really hard on it and I'm really proud of it, and I can't believe it won a prize. So yeah, fancy that. If you're in London, please go check out the exhibition at the embassy. Obviously, that's, most people aren't in London, but you know. So yeah, it was really cool as well because I got to meet a lot of other manga UK author people, and I met a bunch of cool people. Yeah. We got a preview of the manga exhibition that's going to be on at the British Museum, which is going to be awesome. And yeah, we had a talk from Helen McCarthy. She was there, and she's like a scholarly lady who writes about manga. And yeah, so about this drawing, it's a panel from one of the pages of the comic, from the first page, and I'm just colouring it to make it the cover of the comic. Yeah, I just did kind of basic colouring, really. It was really difficult, actually. Like, I draw lots of coral reefs, or I have done in the past, especially because back in my school days, I did a project on coral reefs for textiles, so I did lots of coral reef drawings then, and it's just like a motif that kept popping up in my art a lot when I was a traditional painter more. But I've actually never tried to draw or paint a coral reef in colour in digital colouring, so it was really difficult, because like when you're painting something traditionally, you can just be like, oh well, I'll just like splatter some paint there and that will like suggest the texture, but with digital you have to actually draw it all. So I end up going for quite a like stylized look, and the line art looks like coral, but the colouring doesn't really look like coral texture. But you know, and also it's difficult because such a colourful thing kind of threatened to overwhelm the rest of the drawing. So I had to keep that in check. I got some photos as reference, and I basically chose colours similar to the photo, but I also made sure that they were all more or less the same like tone, so even though they're different colours, they're all kind of mid-tone range, so they kind of form like a block tonally, I guess. And yeah, doing the underwater lighting was really difficult as well. I wanted to make it look quite greenish, but then like my instinct is always go for purple. So it didn't end up looking like the lighting didn't end up looking quite like I wanted it to, but you know, it's done, and I think it's quite a nice image, and it's going to be used for the cover of the comic when it gets put in print. Which it will be soon. I'm going to upload it for free on Tapas, but also I'm going to get some minis printed, so I can hopefully sell a couple, but also give them away, give them out to like editors and stuff, and just people like, please look at my stuff. Yeah. What else has been going on? I downloaded this app onto my phone. It's Merge Dragons, and I've been spending way too much time playing it. It's like a match 3 game combined with a decorating game with cute art. So I'm gone. That's like all of the things I like in an app. Oh, I started watching SSSS, I think it's 4S's Gridman by Studio Trigger. I've got to the first episode and like it seems pretty good. Like, obviously I've only got to the first episode, so like my impression so far is like Studio Trigger's animation is amazing as usual. I hate the main character's design. What is his hair doing on the sides? It looks like ears. I hate it. But then Studio Trigger, I don't know, the last one of theirs I watched was Kisniva, and the main character of that was absolute trash. It was just like, oh, I have no emotion and no pain, which was kind of interesting, but it also made him like passive as hell for a main character, so you couldn't really empathize with him. And it should have been Tenga. Like, there was another character who was like mini Kamina. He should have been the main character. He was so much more of a likable character. And like, yeah, and the main girl was also like, oh, I have no emotions, cruel, cold, moe girl, and it's like, I guess maybe that appeals to some people, but I'm not the target audience for that. I think my favourite characters from that were Tenga and the like masochist guy, just because he had a personality and so many of the other people did not have a personality. Yeah. What have you been watching lately? Let me know. I'm looking for some more things to watch actually. And I think that's about it. This drawing took me about 3 hours to colour it in real time even, and I think the line art took me a couple of hours too, so quite a big undertaking. But hope you enjoyed watching. Please check out my check out the comic. That's what I was saying. Check out the comic. I would be really happy if you checked out the comic. And have a lovely day. Bye!